Welcome to the Ska History Hour with your hosts, Jose Rojas
Hello.
and myself, Daryl Rubio, wherein the purpose of this channel is to spread awareness of ska music and its subgenres to the world. Our guests today are Clara and Henry from Dakka Skanks from Brighton, UK. Clara,
Hi.
Henry, thank you. We
Hiya.
appreciate the time that you're taking to speak with us to share your stories and your music with the ska community. Can you please tell us a little bit about yourselves and your role in the band?
I'll let
Okay,
Clara go.
yeah. Right. I'm Clara. I am one of the, it's a new word of mine, founding members of Dakka Skanks. I am the lead vocalist and I play the melodica badly.
But at least you play it.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah.
Better than
No,
my
I think
melodic
it's not too
player.
bad. I've seen the videos. It's not too bad.
Yeah. You haven't been in a band for like rehearsal room with us. I'm like, oh. There's Arena's room while there's only like 2 songs of it on.
Oh, yeah. That's why.
So,
That's it. Well, I'm Henry. I'm also a founding member of Dakka Skanks. Play drums, and I boss people around quite a bit, badly.
Badly as well. That's awesome. Well, thank you both for being on.
Nice.
Thank you for having me.
So, what does your band name mean? Dakka, is that from the Warhammer 40K universe? Is
We've,
it
we've,
like
got a
the
few-
sound
we've
of
heard
the
a few
weapon?
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't exactly what we were going for, but I think it kind of fit nicely. I think Clara and an original member, Josh, were talking about some fun names. We had a few ideas. I think Skadana was one, wasn't it, Clara?
yeah, with Fatty Man Scat.
We were going to wear bandanas on stage. Yeah, there was a few names floating around, but yeah, I think that was held, and then Skanks because of the dance, because of the scar. But yeah, since then we found out that Dakka also, like you say, is also the sound of a gun sound. So
Yeah,
kind of
it's a term.
that's it. So we'll make sure that was meant to be. You know, that was meant to be.
I can see it. It's like an automatic fire of skanks.
Yeah, that's it. Anything to the sound of a gun, you know.
Yeah.
That's it.
It fits.
Yeah, it's not very deep, but we like the name, so it's all good.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Cool,
it's great.
Actually, it started now. We've got this new song called Dakka Dakka Dakka, and the
Ah.
chorus is like Dakka Dakka Dakka. And now because of like, Dakka's mean like a powerful gun sound. Now I'm like Dakka Dakka on stage. We just did a gig in Bristol, and the audience were there. I was like, yeah.
Nice.
I believe Jose has a question about that as well. About that. Now, we see your band started in 2016. Can you please tell us about the formation of your band and describe the sound of the band, please?
Okay, yeah. So it started in 2016. Me and Henry, we were studying at a music college in Brighton, and I was singing Ghost Town. He was in the audience. He was like, "Oh, do you want to start a ska band?" So yeah, it kind of started there, us two, and then we found a guitarist and a bass player, and then we found another guitarist, and one of the guitarists was like a rapper at the time. But over years, band members change and all that sort of stuff. And then the rapper guy, he left, Josh, cool guy, and yeah, we were then down to a 4-piece, and then kind of COVID happened, and then there was not much activity going on, and then there was people left, and then we got new band members in. So now we're back to a 5-piece. So the original numbers 5-piece. Me and Henry are the original people from the band, and so we've got a new bass player and 2 new guitarists. But I say 2 new guitarists; they've been in the band now like 3 years, and bass player 3 years. So yeah, the term new needs to disappear.
Right? Established is more like it.
That's it. Yeah. I don't know what
Nice.
the rest of the question was. What was the rest of the question?
Well, so how the formation of the band came together, together, and describe the sound of the band.
Oh, do you want to do the sound, Hen?
Yeah. So like we're ska, reggae, dub. I like to use the word infusions. I think is quite a pinnacle word for us because we have so many tracks and they all differ in the sound, especially when we're writing songs, when we're writing albums or whatever, we're writing pieces, we'll come in with a punk track, come in with a dub song, come with a ska track, or come in with something that's really kind of minimal or something that's just really loud and just fills the sound. So, to put one name to our style of music is kind of difficult, but an infusion of ska, reggae, dub, punk, and then the other influences that we all have is quite.
I think like all of us, like Tom, our guitarist, he loves heavy metal, and that's a huge influence in his sound, sort of thing. Henry loves hip hop, so I think, and everyone kind of puts their kind of thing into it. But we all love reggae, we all love ska, and there's just that's the main thing. But we kind of use our own loves, and Tom and Hampus, they want to try their new guitar pedals out. Guitarists.
Yeah.
So then it's like we've got the the reggae and the ska in the background, but it's just adding what we do on top. Is that our personal little flavor on top, which is pretty cool.
Do you also play with like the cut capers out there?
I don't think we played with the Cut Capers. No,
I don't think so. No.
No, I don't think we played. Maybe on a festival on it potentially, but yeah, not.
And there's so many festivals out there, and
it's crazy. Yeah. It's the season right now. I'm sure it's the same for you. Like, it's sunny time. So yeah, we just got back from Boomtown last week, and Rebellion Festival as well.
Yeah, Rebellion.
I got a question about that for a little later for y'all. So, was it my question? I'm sorry, Jose.
It's mine now. But what did your first practice look like? Where was it at, and has it changed any over the years?
Practice. Do you remember, Clara? It was one of the first rehearsals. Was that what was that?
I was so drunk. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so that was a thing. We even wrote a song about that. I think, didn't we, Clara? It was Black Can of Cider, but. What was that place? Bird Studios. Was that like one of the first?
No, it was. Do you know what it was? It was near where we used to go to uni, opposite.
Opposite uni.
It was
Bird Studio.
Oh, was it Bird Studio? They do dance.
The dance stuff. Yeah. It was Bird. But you had to use like brushes. They had a studio and like a room for like music, but you had to use like the drums. They tell you off between a certain time. You had to use like brushes, like you're there like trying to rip out, and they're like, you gotta use brushes. It's like, I thought you were a studio, man. Like, what the hell? Yeah. I think that was probably one of our first. Yeah, one of our first.
Wow.
And I think me and Josh certainly at the time we found a bottle of red wine in the studio, so we decided to drink that.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah, and it was open as well. But you when you're like 19,
good old days. We were students. Bear in mind, we were students, so we were all like, going, but we didn't have too much money. So red wine, especially red wine as well. That's notorious for not being great after being open.
Yeah. Wow, that's cool though. So has it changed now? Where do you guys practice now?
We practice at Small Pond, isn't it? Is that right?
Brighton Electric.
Brighton Electric, yeah.
You can tell the book's a rehearsal.
Yeah, so he does the book as the rehearsal.
Okay, how often do you guys practice then?
We try like once a week. We try, but we're so busy with shows. But we're usually playing once a week. So fitting a rehearsal between is the aim. But generally, it's like two or three, maybe a month.
Okay.
Yeah, we all work full time, so it's kind of like juggling life, work, band, and all that sort of stuff. Because we all try not to work on the weekends, so we can just dedicate to Dakka. So like Monday to Friday is like our 9 to 5 jobs, and then find time to band practice, and then So
I mean, Brighton's quite an expensive place to live. Generally, like I'd probably play like that over in the US, but you got like Brighton and London and like a few other places, and they're just so expensive to live in. So we have to like juggle a bunch of jobs in the week and jump in the minibus and travel hours to a show, and minimal sleep, play the show, have fun, come back straight back to work. We've even got at the moment we've got like some Wi-Fi in the van, couple of members of ours like have to work from the van and all that
Oh,
stuff.
wow.
Yeah, juggling that stuff can be a lot. But yeah, no, we've got a busy week. We've got a busy week generally.
Yeah,
Thanks.
juggling what you have to do and what you love. Quite a busy schedule for y'all.
Sure.
Does the because I know you mentioned London. How close is Manchester to Brighton?
5, 6 hours, 5 hours.
Oh, that far? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But that for you guys, that's nothing. That's the next city over, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That's actually yeah, with traffic, yes, but in California, we're still in the same state.
Our
Yeah.
roads, they're not built. They're not built for you guys. You guys have these big old roads and SUVs. We've got these little roads. But the problem is we've got lots of big cars that have come into UK now, so you can't move in the streets because they're so tight
Oh,
and there's cars going up and down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of like in San Francisco, they have to have those tiny little cars to fit because it's
yeah,
so congested in that area.
yeah. Importing lots of Italian cars because they're used to that sort of thing, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Now the releases that are known, and please correct me or add anything else. The Road to Brighton Pier 2018, In Control EP 2022, the Reworks EP of 2024, and Clara, you mentioned something about a 4-track EP that was also released. Do we remember what year that was?
uh,
You know what? I'm going to get a list up because I've got it right here ready for you guys. EPK.
Okay.
Let me get that going, and then I can tell you all of those things. So, do you want me to run you through it all?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
So actually our first release was Revolution. Do you remember, Clara?
oh yeah.
2017 that was, and then we had Skinhead Boy. That was a limited edition vinyl. That was 2018. That's still quite popular. We get a lot of people asking for that one, but we don't press that anymore. Then we had the Dakka Skanks EP, which is 2018. This is all before that album, The Road to Brighton Pier. That had 4 tracks on it. That I think then we re-recorded for the Road to Brighton Pier that you mentioned, which was also the same year. Then we got singles. We had Mr. Murder, Sir Action, Babylon Fallen. They were all 2020. And then we had another single, You Can't Cancel This, 2021. And then we got to EPs and sort of album stuff again, which was the In Control EP, which we released in 22. And then Reworks, our most recent one, which we're very proud of. That was pressed on a limited edition color vinyl. Yeah, we were very happy with that. That was released last year. And then we also have another single with Benny Page, drum and bass DJ, who remixed one of the songs from that Reworks in 2024. So yeah, it's a nice little list going in there. We have also got in the pipeline another record coming up with Jump Up Records.
Oh, nice. Yes.
For Supernova actually. So yeah, it's like a 7-inch vinyl with Man Next Door, which is again from the Reworks, our most recent EP, and the remix, the Benny Page remix on it as well. So bit of steppers reggae and a bit of jungle drum and bass as well on the other side, which will be quite nice on a 7-inch. Ready for you guys over there.
Yeah,
Nice.
very nice. Yeah, well, that's with our good friend Chuck Wren. He's
Yes.
got his fingers in lots of pies around here, which is awesome. Everything he touches is pretty much golden.
Excellent.
Good job there.
Mhm.
And of course, we'll see you all there in a few weeks.
Yeah. Totally. Very looking forward to it.
So, can you tell us about how the writing process goes into writing a Dakka Skanks song?
Yeah, so essentially it's not really as exciting, if I'm being honest. We'll go into a room, we're like, oh, do you know what? We need to write some songs. Let's do a writing session. We'll get in a song. Nye will just come up with a bass line. Henry might just start playing the drums, and I will kind of think of a melody, grab my phone out and start writing lyrics. And then we'll go, oh, that was all right. Let's work this section a bit more. And then that's really just mostly how it goes. Or sometimes me and Tom will get together, maybe just write like vocals and guitar, and then come to the band going, oh, we've got this idea. Let's and then 9 times out of 10 we change it all the time anyway. But yeah, it's about it really.
Okay.
There's no real yeah, it's all very much like collaborative, very much together. Yeah, it's really, yeah, it's quite cool actually how we just kind of we go in a room and it's like, right, we've written 4 songs and they're pretty
Sometimes they
cool.
take like a few rehearsals, and sometimes they take like 10 minutes as well, right?
Oh,
Mm,
Yeah,
Nice.
that
we've
is awesome.
just recently written this new song called "Repent," and it's it's influenced from one of like my punk bands, quite a gothic band actually, Skeletal Family, and it's very
Okay.
influenced by that. And yeah, so that's my new favorite one. But that'll
Yeah,
hopefully be on the
yeah.
album. So you hear that until then.
okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Now, we see your band just played the Rebellion Festival in Blackpool with other great artists, including our friends in Los Fastidios, that we saw a photo of you with them. Can you please tell us about this festival and how often you play it and just how amazing it is to spend with the rest of your uh, fellow bands out there?
Yeah, I mean, Rebellion is like my heaven. I love Rebellion. It's like my one gig a year. Like, for example, Henry's gig is Boomtown. He's like, yeah, I love Boomtown. He loves festivals. I'm like, yeah, let's go Rebellion. Um, it's that one festival show where your friends from all over the world are in one place at one time. And it's crazy that it's Blackpool, UK as well. But yeah, it's amazing. Like,
Further than Manchester, by the way.
further than Manchester, yeah. Yeah, so Jenny Wood's really one of my best friends from Canada. I've got a friend coming from Brazil, Ireland, America, all over the world, and it's amazing. And I just love it. Can you tell? But we've actually played there. So, this year we played on the arena stage. Last year we played main stage, which was epic. It was brilliant. It was so fucking cool. The year before we played on the Riz stage, was like the introduction. Is that correct, Henry? Yeah,
Yeah.
we've done it three years in a row. So we're hoping we'll be back there next year.
Hint,
Yeah,
hint.
you have a lot of punk bands, Sham 69, Cockney Rejects, Subhumans, of course, and
Yeah,
their other alter ego, Citizen Fish.
yeah.
Um,
Coxsparrow played last year. That was really cool.
yeah, then
TSOL was playing there this year as well, but I missed them. Gutted.
I think
Infrared.
you had a couple of US bands. I think the Toasters played too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Was there. Yeah,
And
yeah.
then there was another one or two US bands, I believe, that were also there.
There was Joe Rebellion is crazy. There's so many. There's so many bands. Like there's so many bands to pick from. You just kind of got to be like, oh, who am I going to shoot? It's
Yeah.
like,
Winter
Yeah, I
Gardens,
think
where they hold it,
the
is
business, right? The business is that Oi band, right? Were they from the US or
I
the
think
UK?
they're there next year.
Oh, got it.
Yeah,
Got it. Got it.
So the
but I
song,
recommend. Sorry, have you ever been to Rebellion?
Never.
no, I want to go. Sounds like a good time.
Do it, do it, do it. It's a good
it's
Yeah,
time.
good fun.
gotta get my passport.
Get your hotel early though, because they hotels like they book up pretty soon, and then
Oh,
you're
really?
right. Say Clara.
Yeah. Just
Leave the
watch
last minute because the
out.
way the band like we're so we're busy with stuff and gigs get booked last minute and stuff, so it's difficult to book hotels in advance. So
Mm.
you have to book like even sometimes like a couple of weeks. I mean, we only just booked. We've got France next week. I think we've only just nailed a hotel for next week for France. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's difficult to book in advance, but especially for Rebellion, where the nature of the festival. It's within Winter Gardens, which is this big complex, which has got lots of little individual venues. It's a great building, but it's in the middle of Blackpool, and there's not like tents and stuff like some other festivals like Glastonbury or whatever. It's people in hotels. So like if you don't book your hotel early, you end up with you end up on the street basically.
Oh no.
We might as well, yeah.
That's it. In a tent, probably.
Yeah.
And the Rebellion, there was also I guess Peter Hook from New Order was there, right? Did he
Do you
play?
know we actually left? We played on the Thursday and we had to leave on the Friday, unfortunately. So we missed actually loads. We missed Friday, Saturday, Sunday
Oh,
worth
wow.
of bands and all that sort of stuff because we had to leave and go off to another festival. So yeah, unfortunately, we did miss quite a few people. and it's one of those things where you kind of, because we're leaving, we don't really look too much, and because then I'd be sad and crying because
exactly.
people.
You were sad and crying, Clara.
Yeah, I was. Well, I thought I was going to miss one of my favorite punk bands, but luckily they played on the same day as we did.
Oh, great! And who was that?
Infa Riot.
Okay.
Yeah, recommend them. Great band.
Oh,
great band.
nice.
Yeah.
So the song Dakka Dakka sounds like a cool two-tone crazy song. My favorite line, bring out the lube because it's about to get rough. Like Mikey Root says, it's such an earworm. How did this song come about?
What did it say? What? I didn't even know the lyric. What was it?
Yeah, the lyric says, bring out the lube because it's about to get rough. I was like, wow, bro.
I didn't even know that was in the song.
Yeah, it's in there.
Yes.
No, I listen to melody, not lyric, and I just that's a new thing for me.
So, your Dakka Dakka was definitely an early song, actually. So
Probably written in one of those in the Bird Studios with.
Yeah. So the guy that's rapping, he's no longer in the band anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So bring
That
out
first album. First album, although it's got all of quite a lot of tracks that we still play in it, but the first album was well, a few things for it. Firstly, it was a completely different lineup and a different era for us. We've changed completely since then. Well, like Clara says, there was we had a rapper, we had Clara. There was almost two frontmen in the front women, in the band at the time. Before we then, Josh left and it went solid to Clara, which, in my opinion, just really honed the band down. But not only that, the songs some of them were written days before that was recorded, and they weren't even finished, and I think how I see that album is almost a demo album because we recorded it in literally 2 days. I think there's 12 tracks or something on there. And some of them weren't finished. They were written not long before, and that's obviously gone out to the masses, and people love them, and it's great. And people come back to us and go, "Oh yeah, I love those songs." And we even have shows now where people are shouting out songs from that album that we haven't played since probably that year, which was 10 years ago nearly. Maybe not quite 10, but yeah, nearly 10. So yeah, there's a lot of those songs like Dakka Dakka, and like you say, with those lyrics. I mean, I probably haven't heard those lyrics for quite a few years. We do get them shouted out sometimes, like play Dakka Dakka, play Elevate, play these songs that we just haven't played in a long time because that album was almost a different era of Dakka Skanks, and it was a different lineup and a different different mentality and a different just different era of us. And I'm hoping for instance, today we were actually in this. Well, I say studio. We're actually in one of our home venues, which is Prince Albert in Brighton. Very, very cool venue that we've cut our teeth in for many years. We were in there today recording some demos for a bunch of new tracks that we've been writing. About 18 tracks, I think, wasn't it right, Clara? In the end, again, like I said earlier, they're all very different songs. Some of them are punky, some of them are scary, some of them are well, some of them got Irish sort of input as well, and I mean, I forget my point of my conversation here, but my point is we've changed a lot since that album, since Dakka Dakka.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think a thing as well is when we write songs, and for example, if we was to play Dakka Dakka now, it would sound so much different because, again, what Henry said, some of those songs on the album were written maybe a week before or whatever, because it was pressure. We go into the studio, we've got to write this album. So some of the songs there, they're totally changed. We've just totally just playing different now. And there's one thing about us is we'll write a song here, but actually it takes us a while for it to be actually we're happy with that, let's get it recorded. So we'll write a song, but actually we're workshopping it with gigs for a year sort of thing, and then after a year or so we're okay, actually it's sounding the way it needs to sound, which maybe we were young at the time and we were a fresh band and we didn't know that's actually how we are as a band sort of thing. So yeah.
Got to refine everything.
Yeah.
Now, I chuckled there. I don't know if you noticed, because Prince Albert to us means something different in the
Oh
U.S.
no, we know what it means.
Yeah, okay. So that was my first thought. It's just, how my mind works.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally. I think that's the point of the name, probably.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Okay.
Now we know some of the upcoming. You have a lot of upcoming shows that we've seen, but some of them I want to touch base on. September 26th, you have an Undercover Fest. October 20th, you are going to play in your hometown with Los Fastidios. Then you have a real big show with Chain Ska Brasica. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly, on October 25th. You also promoted something with Travelers All Stars. Are you also going to be playing with in the show?
Yeah, I'm so excited. I don't know. Yeah, I'm well excited by that.
Yeah.
I think we are.
Yeah.
We're
Is this like
working on releasing all that stuff. I think it's been one of those things where we're trying to get some of the assets for releasing and
Oh,
getting...
sorry.
What's that?
I don't know if I was meant to say that. Oh, it doesn't even matter.
No.
Yeah,
we need to promote the show because it's only in a few weeks. It's one of those ones. Like, again, yeah. Well, luckily we have no hotels to book because the one that we know we're playing is on the Tuesday, which is in Brighton. But it's one of those last minute shows that are kind of coming to fruition. I think that tour's probably still working its way together. From what I've seen, it's starting to, well, it's creating itself as it progresses. So yeah, no, we are hopefully playing with them in a couple of weeks.
Is this the first time they're coming through your area?
Yes, Travel All Stars, yeah.
Oh.
They've never played Brighton. They've played London a couple of times, but yeah, they've never been in Brighton. So yeah, it's pretty cool that we'll be playing with them.
That is great. Yeah, it's because I don't think they tour much.
No. So they've actually been they've been doing quite a bit actually. I was just talking to my husband about it the other day. They've done they've been doing a bit of Europe. I think they've done 2 European tours.
Yeah, we're still waiting for them to come through here.
That's it.
Can you talk about your song Ain't It Skinhead and what it means to you guys? And did you have a problem with some individual in the scene? Or
no. So I started, let's do a bit of history of myself, I guess. I started drinking in this pub when I was like 16 in Luton, and there was some guys, they kind of like hooligans and some skinheads in there. Kind of, I wouldn't say they were like fully dressed skinheads, but maybe back in the day. But now they're kind of like wearing a Fred, or they've got the Levi's on and some Docs, and they were playing the Selector on the jukebox at the pub, and I've always loved reggae, and I was just kind of like, and I've never heard Two Tone. I knew about Madness, knew about the Specials, but I never really connected the dots. And I was listening to it, and I was just thinking, and I kind of realized it's like reggae, and it's like quite cool. And then I kind of went like all in with it basically. And I started kind of dressing up a little bit and started wearing the clothes. And then when I moved to Brighton, back in Luton, you're kind of like a bit in a box. So you're too scared maybe to kind of shave your head or kind of be a bit out there sort of thing. You just kind of want to fit in and just get on with it. When I moved to Brighton and everyone was kind of doing their own thing, I just felt comfortable to just like do my thing. And, I shaved my head, my feather cut, and I just really it was great, basically. And I was learning so much more about the skinhead scene and learning more and actually realizing that, they are part of like Black culture and they're influenced from Black culture. And for me, it was like, I have a background. I was brought up in a white family. So for me to kind of see that and people loving my culture was amazing for me, basically. And I was learning all this stuff and all this sort of stuff. And then when we started Dakka, we just come up with singers like, you ain't a skinhead, you ain't no skinhead. And I'm just, and there is when you really look, like with a lot of the punk bands, but with like ska bands, there's not real like, this is the truth. This is it when it comes to like the skinhead scene. It's like, I'm going to tell you, you are not a skinhead. You're a racist. What, do you know what I mean? And I just wanted to just be all out with it really, and just kind of go bang in your face, basically. Yeah, with it all.
Nice.
To answer the question, I just feel like I went on a tangent there.
No, great. It was good. Yeah. I just want to add. I also want to add. I love your voice in all those songs. Hey, great.
Thank you.
Yes, I love it.
Oh, bless you. It's really funny. I'd really love to re-record Ain't a Skinhead again, only because when I listen back to all that, I'm just like, oh, my voice sounds like a baby, that little baby me. And I was also hungover on that album.
That was
You're not drinking now.
that whole album, you're hungover. Yeah.
No, I'm so hungover. So if you listen to Ain't a Skinhead, the high note, I can't hit it because I'm so hungover.
Oh.
In the dub, right, Clara? There's if you listen out in the dub, which is on one of the EPs, you hear you saying, "I can't do it."
Yeah.
In the recording, can't do it.
I can't do it.
You gotta listen to it now again. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
you have a great voice.
We've spoken with a lot of European bands, and namely the German bands. The Nazi skinheads are called boneheads. Are they also called boneheads in your area?
Yeah, they're just kind of called. You know, you're not a skinhead. You're just a Nazi. You're just a bonehead. You're just a wanker. You don't even associate it with it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Sort of thing. But I wouldn't say there's like a term sort of thing. It's just kind of like more Nazi sort of thing.
Got it.
It's Nazi, really.
Yeah.
Now, we saw a post about the bands that you're all excited to see on Supernova. How excited is your band also to play a few shows on the East Coast, namely one in New York?
Excited. Yeah. That's it.
That's going to be your first time to New York as well?
Yeah.
Do you want to
Yeah. Do you know who you're going to be playing with then?
The New York one where it's where is it, Clara? I've got to get my list up, but it is
Otters. It's in Otters Bar, so it's actually our own show.
Oh, it's Auto Struck in Hand with DJ Ryan Midnight. Yeah,
Ryan Midnight. Yes.
And we are the only band playing, and then there's a DJ.
Oh, okay, which is him.
Yeah,
that's it.
Ryan Midnight.
Oh, that's really cool. Normally he has a couple bands on there too.
I think
that's good. He's giving you the whole time slot.
I think they're on plan.
There is now.
Yeah. Because we've been booking stuff, and yeah. Cool.
So there's someone else playing?
Yes. Let me bear with me 1 second. I'm going to find out for you. Apologies, I should know off the top of my head. So we got Buford O'Sullivan and the Roosters.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sorry. I didn't. Yeah.
And the Sneaky Heat Missiles. As well, DJ Michael Drance and DJ Ryan Midnight hosting, spinning till the late. Yeah, it's going to be Otto's Shrunken Head.
Very nice.
Now I'm more excited.
Yeah, it's the unauthorized Supernova Ska Festival Dakka Skanks post festival party.
I've got an even more bigger smile on my face because a little secret of mine is I hate playing like long sets, like hour and a half sets and stuff. I love a good 45 minutes set.
It used to be 30.
It used to be 30, but now because we've written so many songs, I'm like, okay, 45. But now hearing like there's other bands, I'm like, yes, that means we're going to do a shorter set. And we're going to have a great time.
Yeah, you can enjoy other bands you haven't seen too, which is awesome.
That's it.
As a band, we don't drink before we go on stage. So we kind of just drink water. So there's kind of like we just zone in. So then afterwards we're like, yeah, let's party. So yeah, it's cool when we're like, okay, do an hour set. Then there's gonna be DJs. And it's good fun. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I think you just answered one of Jose's questions right there.
Yeah.
Might as well just ask it.
Oh, the ritual one, or pre-show. If you have any pre-show rituals like before you go on stage,
warm up.
Yeah.
Pre-show shit.
That's cool. Hey.
Yeah, there's always one,
especially
Hampers, who are lovely for saying
that.
Yeah. He's the last minute one. He's always we're on stage now. He's like, I just got to go to the toilet.
There was a I'm like, Hampus, where are you? Hampus.
It's a good video of him. It's a separate thing, but he is a good video we've got of us. Where are we, Clara? In Germany somewhere, I think. And because we're in Europe, mainland Europe, we've got a different plug, so we've had to use the adapters. And he's obviously for the sound check, he's used a plug adapter for his pedal board, and then after the sound check, he's taken it out to use to charge his phone in the green room. Anyway, we were about to go on stage. On stage, we started the intro at the time. We had like a big intro, and it's all like getting all like getting a bit weird, a bit wild, being a bit of a build up. And Hampus has looked down and start trying to stamp his pedal board like this. Like, what's going on? What's power? He realizes the adapter is in the green room, which is up these big stairs in the ceiling that we've in this venue in this ceiling. He's got to run up. Anyway, luckily we got it all on video because at the time we just decided to take a video of this show. So we got a video of Hampus running up these stairs and hitting his head, bosh, straight on the beam that's going across this thing. Right, bosh off. He was gone for maybe a minute, and we're there with these big cords going wah, for him just to get back. Luckily, it worked out all right. Yeah, but
wow.
Yeah, it was a funny one, that one. But yeah, pre-show rituals is to make sure that you've got all of the plugs plugged in before.
There's no drinking alcohol, just
to make sure that everyone's clear-headed throughout the show.
Yeah, sort of thing. We've the people have like paying to come to a gig to see us. And, we're on stage for 45 minutes. We can at least be clear-headed.
Quite a relaxed band, I think. Yeah, I think as well. It's difficult, especially on the road, Clara. You'll know this. But sometimes when there's traffic, or you haven't had a sound check, or you're between shows and you've got a lot of miles to go, and sometimes you don't have much time for pre-show rituals. You might see it on Instagram. People going, "Oh, this is my pre-show thing, and this is what I do. I have a cold ice bath, and I meditate." No, you turn up to the gig maybe an hour, maybe not an hour late. We're quite on time, but sometimes there's traffic, and then there's loading, and then there's I'm going to find a coffee, and then there's it's this, that, and the other, and then before you know it, you're on stage, and sometimes it's just a case of forgiving yourself for not doing all those pre-show rituals, and just being in the moment and making sure you're warmed up and present with the audience.
So I know sometimes for vocalists, you have hot tea or something to kind of warm.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. I think we went on our first tour, 2000 and I can't remember, but I didn't warm up. I wasn't drinking no tea, and I was drinking before the show. And I think I sang 1 or 2 shows, and after that, the rest of the shows I couldn't sing. So I was kind of just given a half kind of performance because my voice, because I wasn't looking after it. So traveling. The voice is an instrument in itself, and it's inside. So I have to look after that. Even if it's warm, but there's wind, I'll wear a scarf, sort of thing. Or so I'll drink tea. Sometimes I'll steam. But most of the time, I just sometimes it also can just be a head thing, and I just have to just really zone in. So sometimes, before a show, I'm very and then afterwards I'm like, woohoo, let's have a cigarette. But before a show, it's just leave me alone.
And then afterwards, you've got to be. Sometimes we have to just sit down and just decompress for a little while.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, with that, I know you play a lot of large festivals and also small clubs. What are any changes besides the obvious space issues with the smaller club as opposed to a festival? We know the sound engineering, all of that is different, but what about the vibe that you take and give out to the crowd?
I think we try and tailor the vibe to each show. I mean, we do create set lists for certain shows. Sometimes we know what we're going into. Sometimes we don't necessarily, like certain venues we haven't played, or maybe bands we haven't played with. Certain crowds, different bands that if we're playing as a support, or if we're playing a headline, or if we're playing in a certain city, different demographics turn up to these shows. So sometimes you have to get there before you know exactly the songs that you're going to play. So sometimes, yeah, we'll prepare a set list. Tom on guitar usually has a nicely typed up with a nice watermark as well, which is all nice. That's his job. But he 9 times out of 10 will change a few tracks when we turn up because we might get a vibe that we might need to actually give a different rendition of Dakka Skanks to the audience and as we said before, the songs that we create, they're not all just like ska, they're not all just punk. They change, they are different. So
Right.
so yeah, we generally
That's it. And I think like when it comes to like vibe and stuff, it really depends how the audience are, sort of thing. We try to give like 110%, but if the audience are feeling it or they're loving it, then it all like contributes to like one thing. But I think like when it comes, I feel like we do our best performance when we're kind of like on the semi sort of size stage, kind of like Boomtown stage was great. Rebellion, there's movement, we can move around a lot more, and when we're like clamped, there's the vibe is sometimes you're trying to like concentrate on like loads more things, sort of thing. But yeah, I like the kind of like mid-size sort of stages. They're pretty cool.
yeah.
Cool.
Because I know a lot of the smaller. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Henry.
No, I was just agreeing with Clara. I was saying mid-size also where it's personal and you can see the people, but not too small. Like Bristol the other night is it's a very long stage we were on Friday night. And it was like one of them where, for me personally, on the drums at the back, it was so skinny that we had Nye on bass. She literally just stood in front of the bass, the drums, the guitarist, then Clara. So to be honest, I was just chilling in the back, looking around. All I've got is Nye. Every now and again, he'll turn around and like, "Yeah, this is great, hey!" And I'm like, "Great." Thinking about like what I'm saying, like
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say because when it's a more of an intimate show, you've got the fans right up in your face singing with you and just loving and vibing with you as opposed to a festival where you got the barrier and the fans far away and you don't get that intimate feeling.
Yeah, it depends really. It really all depends on like what the festival is, what the vibe of the gig is. I mean, like Boomtown, like the stage was up, and although there was like a barrier and then the audience were there was like a whole group of people at the front that just knew our songs and they were just giving it some. So it was like, yeah, it was great because sometimes we will play like these intimate gigs and maybe no one knows who we are as first time seeing us, and then there's that disconnection a little bit, so it all really depends on who's there and sort of thing. But that's what we need to meet these people to come and see us who have never like seen us before, so they can see who we are. So then the next time we do an intimate gig, they're shouting our songs, and then we can, but yeah,
we get booked for because of the nature of our songs with regards to the fact that we tick so many boxes and we're not pigeonholed in one specific style. We play these different festivals, these different shows, these different support shows, whatever they might be. So we're quite broad in what we can in our audience. It can be pigeonholed to the skinhead, ska, punk scene. But also, for instance, Boomtown and Rebellion, for instance, that we played last weekend, very opposite ends of the spectrum, really, at the end of the day. Both festivals, but one's a punk festival held in a city in a building to punks, and then Boomtown's in the middle of nowhere. It's drum and bass, it's gabba, it's rock and roll, it's punk, it's ska, it's dance, it's everything. It's the very opposite ends of the spectrum. So we're quite lucky with our music that we fit in these different pockets, and because of that, we have also we have a lot of people to please in regards to when we go to these smaller venues or these larger festivals. There's so many different pockets to kind of to fit into. So each one's very different, which I like.
I never forget that one time we played. Was it Boomtown? I think it was Boomtown. Yeah, it was, and we played it twice. This was last year, so we played the Hangar 161 and then the Shamrock stage, and we played the Shamrock stage, and there was this one guy, and I think he was on mushrooms or he was on something, and he was there like, and then after he was like, you took me on this really long trip, and it was really cool. And we were just like playing midlife crisis, but I was like, dude, what trip are you? He was like making out like he was like in an opera house or something. And I was like, man, we just like.
Wow, that's cool.
That is.
Yeah. So the song "The Man," "A Man Next Door." This was a collaboration with Benny Page. It's a different kind of. It's not ska. It's like what, dubstep. How did that collaboration happen, and why the different style?
So I think I'd say more drum and bass, more than 70, but
Drum and bass. Okay.
I mean, I know dubstep's quite big over in the US lately, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Drum and bass. Yeah. Okay.
No, but I think we had dubstep like maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, but I think I know it's I find it quite interesting how different scenes in different countries have waves of different styles of music. Anyway, that song obviously was as a cover that we did for our Reworks EP. But yeah, Benny Page. So our manager Ian, he also manages and publishes. He's also a publisher and publishes other artists, a lot of well-known names. But he also manages and publishes Benny Page, who is drum and bass DJ in the UK. Very legend, influential in his world, and because of that connection, we were able to. Benny very kindly did a rework or a remix of our song from our Reworks EP, Man Next Door, and we love it. I think, like I say, we'll be getting a B-side of that track on 7-inch vinyl for Supernova.
Oh, really?
Man Next Door, yeah. So the Supernova, the Supernova release with Jump Up Records. We're gonna have an A side of the Man Next Door from our Reworks EP, and then the Benny Page Jungle remix on the B side. So that'd be quite a nice little package. I'll be getting one for myself. I know that much.
Nice. Yeah, I like all kinds of styles, and drum bass, jungle, that type of stuff. I loved also. I was a little raver back in the day.
You're liking them.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, yes.
Excellent.
Now, forgive my ignorance, but I in regards to where different things are in the UK, but please tell us, how tight is the UK ska scene that you're a part of? Are you guys all friends? Do you all know each other? We briefly touched on Sonic Boom 6. We know King Hammond, the Scapones, Dub Pistols, Meow Meows, Cut Capers. Do you talk to a lot of these bands? Play with a lot of these bands? Are you friends?
It's very different, I think, to a lot of the European scene. But yeah, we totally converse and we talk and we play together. I mean, with although UK is quite small, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of shows, there's a lot of gigs. So even in one city, for instance, Brighton, where we are, there's a big hub. So there's a lot of things going on in one place.
I think it's also quite separated as well. So, like, for example, the ska scene is like, there's also the punkier ska scene. So it's very much like, for example, like Pope Chili Town, Boldhead, and us, we play a lot together. But that's more of like the punkier sort of group. So we know everyone kind of there, but maybe more of like the South. So like London and Brighton sort of thing. And then you've got like, say, the ska scene that are more of the traditional thing, but they don't really, the bands don't really come together sort of thing. But and there's not many kind of traditional ska bands, whatever, but or there'd be like the punk scene, and that's again separate sort of thing. So it's quite.
It's also a British mentality, I think. We're quite just getting on with our own thing. We're just cracking on. Oh, hello guys, nice to see you again. Yeah, great, and then just cracking on. We did our thing. Good to see you. See you later. We're not. It's not extra for us. We just kind of just crack on with it, and we kind of. We talk and we converse and we have good times with a lot of good bands. It's not quite as, I don't know, when we go to Europe, it's very everyone helps each other. It's more of a kind of
Community.
That's it, more of a community. Exactly.
In Europe is great. It's really great. It's crazy how like different wherever you go, how like the scenes are. But a little plug there for our good pals from London, Baldhead.
Yeah,
Very much the ska scene. So
Weren't they called Crazy Bald Head at one time?
they were.
Baldhead and the Dreads.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, what has been one of the most challenging moments in your career as Dakka Skanks, and how did you overcome it?
Henry knows right away. Clara, look.
I'll get him a beer for this one.
Yeah, I'll cheers with you then.
I choose to have my lawyer involved for this. No, I'm
Oh,
joking.
gee.
No. I think we've gone through we've gone through members and stuff, and it's been difficult with certain people. I think it's probably the most challenging thing.
I think if anything, when we talk about challenging things, I think we should just steer away from it.
Steer away from it.
Okay.
Cut that.
I'll be real. So, me and Henry, we created Dakka, and it's been a journey. It's been a journey, and there's been some really shit times, really, really shit times, and like a positive out of it now. As a band all together, we just feel like a family, and we just feel like right now it's right. It's the best it's ever been. We're just a family, and it's nice to finally get there.
Nice, yeah.
Now, I know there's a lot of older UK ska bands that kind of paved the scene. One of them is the Trojans, who, of course, Gazmael played the melodica as well. Was he like a kind of a someone that you looked up to? Anybody in regards to
my melodica? Do you know what? So my mum, she used to play the melodica when she was a child, and years ago she didn't forget, but we went into a music shop years ago and she just bought the melodica and she never used it and she kept it in the box. And then when we created Dakka, I was like, I've got a melodica at home. And then they were like, bring it. And then so unfortunately there's no influence apart from my mum going to the music store. I wish there was, because then maybe I'd be really good at playing it. But even still, it doesn't matter how many times I play You Can't Cancel This or Wanna Be Your Dog, I have to play the melody just before we go on stage, because otherwise the amount of times I get it wrong is it's quite bad, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You mask it pretty well. You're pretty good.
Yeah.
I just play loud.
Now, do any of you know Gazmael?
I've heard the name quite a few times.
Yeah, the Trojans were one of the leading UK bands from the late 70s, actually, early 80s.
Yeah, they played. Is it Swan Lake? They did. There was a version of that.
Did they? I'm not sure. I know that they were at the what is that? The Ska Explosion as well, with the Loafers and Judge Dredd and a few of those other bands.
Yeah,
back then. And of course, one of our idols too, Pauline from the Selector.
Yeah, Joan, she's brilliant. She's amazing.
We caught them. Was it last year again?
Year.
Originally, I saw them in 91 when they first came. One of the first times they came here, and then 30 something years later or whatever it is, we got to see them again. And this was right before Gaps passed. Unfortunately, it was just a few days, so that was unfortunate. But that's a big influence when I first got into ska.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads into my next question, which I think I'm taking one of Jose's spots right now, is what bands did you first hear when you first learned about the ska genre?
Good question. Ska is such a broad term, isn't it? Because sometimes I love ska. My favorite band's Madness, and it sort of thing. So I think you as a kid, Madness is a household band sort of thing, right? So the two-tone, we were listening to two-tone without even realizing that, because we're not of that era. So we were listening to that. But when we kind of, you go into it a lot, you find stuff like, even like for me personally, Bob Marley, the original stuff, the early stuff is top. The Scatterlights as well. When you start like going in, but yeah, the Scatterlights, Bob Marley, Alton Ellis, all that sort. Yeah, great. Desmond.
Yeah, Desmond for sure.
Yeah. That's it.
Henry, what about you?
I think my original influence into ska was probably dub, reggae. I love dub. I love reggae. It's so hard, like Clara says, to kind of pinpoint a particular band or a particular time. But yeah, I think I got more into ska when we made the band. Like Clara said earlier, I mean, I have many influences. I love my rock. I love my hip hop. I love my reggae. Yeah, ska wasn't necessarily like the top of my influence, the top of what I would listen to in my personal time, So when we created a ska band, like it was quite new for me, like to play this and to love it. But through making a ska band, I've now grown to appreciate the different styles of ska and the different influences and the different artists that that have come up over the years. So yeah, I can't really say there's necessarily one particular ska moment that I had, but yeah, it's probably for me comes from reggae, comes from dub personally.
I think my big ska moment of thinking now is like my first ever selector gig. The first ever selector gig. I think I was 16, 17. And when I talked about the pub, they bought me tickets to go see Selector in Bedford. And funny story, as it's all coming back to me now, I wish I got the video. But I was right at the front stage, and the drummer at the end, he gave me his drumstick. And then, but Pauline actually, do you know, I should actually tell her this story because I don't know if she'll remember it, but she allowed me to come on stage and dance with her.
Oh, nice.
I think it's even on my Facebook, this video from years ago. And yeah, she let me on stage to go and dance with her. And that was like my first kind of ska. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like Henry was also mentioning, ska, I love ska, but it's not my top music. And that's why I mentioned Manchester, because the Smiths are one of my top. Morrissey, The Cure, Depeche Mode, New Order, all those UK bands were a huge influence on me when I was a teenager growing up. So that's my go-to first, and then ska.
Yeah.
I think like for me personally, I was brought up in like an Irish family, so I was kind of always just listening to Irish music. I was brought up around that sort of thing, and then I was singing from a young age, and I was singing kind of all these Irish songs and all these classical sort of things. And I think when I kind of wanted to realize like what my culture was and all that sort of stuff, and I wanted to kind of rebel, and that's when I started listening to more like dub music, reggae. And now I guess it kind of like grew through there really. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, even before I even found about ska and stuff, I was more of a dub. Love my dub, my roots reggae, 70s style. Yeah.
So can you tell us how your first show went? Like, were you guys nervous at all? And where was that?
Our first show was Prince Albert, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was our second show.
Brighton.
That's it. It was a good show. It was a good show. We had like all our friends there. It was good, from what I remember. Yeah, I think
we played how many shows, Clara?
yeah. I think it was good.
Things, right? Yeah.
As well, because at the time we were at music college, so all our friends from music college were there, and part of our course was, when we were in class, we had to play music. So getting on stage wasn't an issue for us. I think it was just kind of playing Dakka for the first time.
I think one of our first times playing was probably like an assessment, right, for university.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Potentially, possibly, yeah.
But we definitely, our first, where we cut our teeth, Prince Albert, where we were today, is where we definitely say is our first shows. There was also, I mentioned today as well, Clara, the Sticky Mike's Frog Bar. That was an early one as well.
Oh, yeah. I don't
Sticky Mike's?
Sticky Mike's Frog Bar. Yeah, it was what it was called, I think.
Like
That's a
the
good
guy's
bit.
name is Mike, or like a microphone,
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
sticky microphone.
yeah. I don't actually know. I can't remember. It's shut down now, unfortunately. We've got
Yeah,
a lot of
on
venues
you.
shut down, but yeah, Sticky Mike's. That was an early one.
Okay. And were you guys nervous at all for the first time playing? Or-
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, nervous for me. I feel at home on stage. Personally, for me,
Okay.
people ask me that question sometimes. Yeah, that's where I want to be. So I don't feel nervous.
I
We
think
get nervous sometimes, maybe like some nerves, but that's because we care. You know, we care about the show, or we care it's a big show. But first time playing, I don't seem to remember. I think we were just having fun.
Yeah.
I think our nerves maybe, when we talk about like pre-show rituals and all that sort of stuff, I think maybe that is nerves, but just being channeled in a different sort of way, sort of thing. You hear a lot of musicians before they go on stage, they wee a lot, they poo a lot. All this sort of like, oh, I'm about to play, I need a wee. That's all kind of you're channeling your nerves with like not realizing
Right.
sort of thing,
Yeah, I mean,
Now we touched base on the scene in the UK, but let's specifically concentrate on the area near you in Brighton, where you live. What other local bands are in your area?
So we've got
It could be
some,
ska or punk.
Too Many Crooks.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have a
they're
lot of their stuff.
Well, we said Baldhead earlier. There, I mean, when you say area, like Brighton. Brighton's got such a Brighton's a music town, so there's so much. I mean, the ska scene isn't massive here, but there's so much in Brighton. There's so many good bands. There's so many bands that come through Brighton. We're very lucky for that. There's some bands, I suppose. Yeah, you mentioned Baldhead. Give them an honourable shout out.
Too Many Crooks. They're still going, aren't they? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to think. Well, yeah, the Call Me Malcolm was here
Mm.
about 2 months ago. We did
Yeah,
a show
well,
with them.
they're great. They're a great band. Really good bands.
Yeah, I mean, there's a punk band, Electric Cowboy, which is pretty cool. Yeah. But the punk scene is huge in Brighton, really, really. But it's more kind of that post-punky sort of, or even hardcore, which I love hardcore, which is pretty cool.
Grunge, even, yeah, grunge,
Yeah,
yeah. I think as well because we actually tried not to play in Brighton too much because you get stuck in a Brighton bubble of I'm sure there's places that are the same where you just playing the same venues, playing the same same things. We tried to break out of that from day one. Really, we had a lot of friends that were just playing Brighton shows, which is absolutely fantastic, and nothing against that at all. But we just wanted something. We wanted to get out as well. I think we started to tour before we even played Brighton. And that wasn't out of the fact that people necessarily wanted us on these tours. That's because we chose to go to these places to play and get the name up. But because of that, and because we play. At the moment, we do these Dakka Skanks takeovers, and we do one a year now. We were doing a couple of years back about just after COVID. We were trying to do like a couple of years. We were doing like a summer one and then like a Christmas one, in some local venues. But now we do like one a year, and then we do the odd support show for people like Travellers All Stars that we'll see in a couple of weeks. And you mentioned Dub Pistols a little while back, or the Skints as well. When these shows come up, we'll do Brighton. We try not to play Brighton a crazy amount because we just want to just play all these other places and not saturate one area.
And when we do play Brighton, we've got people coming in rather than doing it, and then people come then to those shows, the Dakka takeover, and everyone's there, sort of thing. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I think like bands in Brighton, I think a lot more of the time there's like a lot of ska events, but a lot of it's like DJs spinning records and all that sort of stuff. That's it.
Big
Hey,
DJ scene.
Shout out to Tumult.
that's it. Oh yeah, Tumult, my husband Tumult.
Melody, shout out.
He's actually doing a DJ night on Saturday next week at Dead Wax.
Yeah.
Have you heard about that
We're
new
plugging our
band?
show. We're plugging Marcus's.
There's a new band on the scene that does those Taylor Swift ska punk covers with Talina from Bite Me Bambi from here.
Yeah, Beth is the bassist. I can't remember the band she used to play in, but Beth, she lives local, but I think they're London based.
Mhm.
I think so.
Taylor
Yeah,
Moore Swiftly or something.
yeah, that's it. Yeah. Beth's really
Mhm.
cool bass player. She's a good bass player as well. She's really
Okay,
cool,
that sounds
kind,
sick.
lovely lady. Yeah.
Cool. So when you go on tour, what are the crucial items that you take?
Sanity that we don't come back.
It depends on the time of the month for me.
Crucial items. Well, instruments, obviously.
Obviously, yes.
We've had a couple of getting a few hours down the road and turning around and coming back because
Oh,
people.
God.
Oh, really?
Yeah. One of those. Yeah. No, there was one that was that was quite a few hours, but yeah. Crucial items. Just clothes and a good sense of humour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enough underwear, deodorant, and for me, curly hair products. I'm grand.
All right. Cool.
There's been some tours that I've taken like lots of things that I've used. I've needed. I've thought that would be good for keeping me sane. Keeping me active. I've dug out an old PSP. Do you remember those old things? PlayStation.
Yeah.
2.
Mm-hmm.
I've just not even touched it. I've just sort of been like in the moment with the guys, or there's things you have to do for work on the phone and stuff like that. You end up doing. But I nowadays I used to pack loads. I used to pack a suitcase, but now I just like to pack minimal, like even a bum bag stuff, and just the drums and just be there with the guys.
Now with all the sweat-soaked clothes that you have, do you have laundry facilities that you have access to on the road, or
They'll
all
spit
like a
poly.
plastic bag?
They'll spit poly. There you go.
Oh yeah.
we know a couple of bands that that wear the same thing every night, night, and we've been in the green room with them, and their white shirts are no longer white. We try to pack all the clothes that we need for the next day or whatever, and there have been times where we've had to clean clothes in places, but we're quite a clean band. We're not a very smelly band, I don't think, right, Clara?
Yeah, no, we're definitely not smelly. Yeah.
We interviewed a band, Los Malhablados, from the Portland, Oregon area here, and the saxophonist lead singer, Eric Molina. What he does is he packs lightly because he gets shirts from every band, every show. That way, he has the shirts and he has to pack lightly. It's a great idea.
I will say, obviously, I'm not going to say any names, but a previous member I think he would even know, but he was a stinky boy. To the point that he could just have his own hotel room.
Oh wow!
there was one time
we went in the pocket for those sorts of situations where we got him his own room.
Yeah, there was one time that a member shared a hotel room with him, and he actually put on goggles and he put something over his nose.
Oh,
no way!
It was earplugs.
What?
Oh, in the nose?
It was bad.
Wow.
I can't eat
Anyway.
We're not supposed to talk about past band members.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what happened.
So I got a couple more questions. Have you guys ever been to a crazy or unusual venue that you've been to? Yeah, like any crazy, unusual.
Like a sex club or something?
I don't know. I don't know what's out there.
Maybe not playing.
Yeah. Well, I remember we played Palencia years ago, and it was like in this old warehouse, almost a bit like a squat. It was a really cool venue. Fucking freezing. It must be like the middle. When we were there.
The show was like 4 a.m. as well, right?
Yeah, and we were there. We got there early, sound checking all that stuff, but we weren't on stage till like 5 a.m. in the morning. So we were waiting. We were waiting a good 10 hours. We were sitting in
wow.
In that room with it was just like cold. I remember being cold. It was
yeah. And I remember the band before us was on, and I oh, was it the band after? I can't remember, but I accidentally created a power cut for the whole venue, and it seemed like they were running off because it was like a squatty thing. They were
Not
running
on
off
purpose. Not on purpose.
yeah, and I was freezing cold, so I plugged in this old radiator, plugged
Oh
it in,
no!
bang, the whole thing. Everything was black, and next thing you know, everyone's running. Who's plugged it in? I was like, oh, I was just cold, man. Maybe there was a reason why I wasn't plugged. Yeah, so yeah,
Wow.
that was
You
it.
said
But
this
I
is
don't think I had any
Valencia
crazy.
in Spain?
Palencia, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Palencia. Okay.
Valencia.
Yeah,
It was
Spain.
just Spain.
Oh
Yeah, I
wow!
haven't played in any really crazy venues.
Yeah, I quite like the character of different venues. Sometimes you turn
Yeah,
up, and like, especially Europe, Germany, places like that.
yeah.
There's you got like these rooms in these places where you're staying above the venue or under the stage or next to the stage, or it's nothing crazy comes to mind other than stuff that's but intentionally made crazy, i.e. Boomtown or these festivals they play.
Oh, we played on a boat actually in Shoreham, which is like an hour away, less than an hour, half an hour away, and it's literally just like a big boat, and you go in, and it's kind of like kind of steampunky,
Oh,
kind of
awesome!
really all DIY. It was really, really cool. Really, really cool. And I'll never forget this woman gave me a tea afterwards. I thought it was really lovely. And I drank it. She was like, yeah, she's got mushrooms in it. And I was like, oh, God. like,
First.
like 25 minutes later, it was only for like, I was like a bit like, woohoo, for about half an hour. But I came back down.
Nice.
I got spiked.
You did. So you
Yeah.
guys normally don't share a backline with bands, right? Because you bring your own equipment.
Yeah, we bring our own equipment, but like things like amps, if bands want to use amps sometimes, then we'll happily let them use. Or if Henry's bringing this whole drum kit, then yeah, bands can use it. Likewise, give or take, really. Sometimes bands let us use their stuff, and yeah.
Right, because it'd suck if you spoke to a band and you both said, "Okay, yeah, I'll bring, we'll share your backline." No, we'll share your backline, and no one has a backline.
Yeah. Well, we're actually like we always bring amps and stuff. I think because the guys just like playing on their own things. But yeah, normally we kind of any gig that we have is that's all kind of hammered down and kind of
they're pretty organised with that.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
So, for my final question, picture the Ska History Hour viewers discovering Dakka Skanks for the first time. Which track should they queue up and why?
Okay.
I think our answers would be maybe different, wouldn't they, Henry? What's yours?
My number one Dakka track
Yeah.
to queue up. Is that recorded or not recorded?
Recorded. So they want to find some Dakka music online.
Oh.
It's funny because all
which ones we released.
Yeah, they're all kind of all our songs they're all very different, aren't they? So I definitely go back to the our latest reworks EP. I would say Brighton Bomb because that's my favourite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brighton Bomb and Dog, I'd say.
Yeah, that Wanna Be a Dog's quite a good. I mean, it's a cover, but it's they're all covers, aren't they? Reworks. Aren't they?
Okay, so an original.
An original track. Maybe
Life
from
Officer. Life Officer or Mr. Murder.
Mr. Murder. Yeah, that's a hard question. It's a hard question.
Mr. Lover and Life Officer.
Okay.
Yeah.
From that EP.
Well, the classic is Ain't It Skinhead. Like, if you want to listen to some Dakka and you want a first track to listen to, just stick on some Ain't It Skinhead, see how you feel.
Okay.
Right on.
Cool.
Or even Scar Rhythm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But again, we've got so many tracks. It's hard to pinpoint which one.
They're different, aren't they?
Yeah.
Now, since we know that Scott doesn't pay the bills, if you care to share with us, what are each of your occupations?
Clara first.
Yeah, I work as so I work with people in prison. So I have a team who are like they help with debt. So we help with debt, and it's like it's a new project, so I can't really say too much about it. But we're working with people in prisons about when getting them ready for release, basically. If they have any debts, let us kind of like, it's all confidential, and we're not working on creditors or anything. It's all kind of it's all impartial sort of thing. So we will work on your behalf, because it can be stressful being in prison, you know, and thinking about getting released and you have all this debt on you. So we kind of help you with that situation, basically, if we can get it written off, or IVAs, or all these sorts of things, basically. So helping prisoners, and I've been going in doing workshops about basic money stuff, really, just starting from the beginning. I should take a leaf out of my own book, really. To be honest. But I'm working with people in prison and debt advice, basically.
Oh,
okay, cool.
For me, it's I juggle a lot, but it's mainly just teaching. It's within the music industry sort of thing. So I teach drums in schools, and I teach it privately. I also do like production at some of the venues around Brighton. So set up, there's a venue called the Brighton Set, quite a big venue down in Brighton. But in fact, it's a job I got off Clara. But it's one of those little side hustles that I do on top of the teaching, which is like setting up shows in Brighton and doing it that way. Also like staging and stuff. I also do work in building sites and stuff as well, you know, just to like, you know, do the extra day here and there, because with music it's not necessarily as regular as your 9 to 5. So I juggle quite a bit with different things. I like a bit of labour. I also do a lot of teaching, and then do a lot of playing as well.
Oh, great!
That's it.
Cool.
Now,
if you need any advice, let me know.
For sure.
If you need to play the drums, let me know. Or you need a wall built or something like that as well.
Okay.
Your questions are done, Jose, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what are each of your pet peeves and addictions, if you care to share with us?
Pet peeves. I have a lot of pet peeves, but now I can't think of pet peeves. Ooh. Peeve of mine is when you're driving down the motorway and people don't know how to merge onto a motorway. That really is a peeve of mine. I also hate air conditioning. That's a huge pet peeve of mine. I hate it. It's so bad for your vocals, and I get really annoyed. You walk into a music venue and it's freezing cold because of the aircon, and it's all right if you play the instruments, but I know you're like jumping around playing your instruments and stuff and you get hot and sweaty, but someone who's like fronting the band vocally and speaking, the aircon is like the worst. It's the worst thing.
How do you remedy that?
You don't. I just try and stay away from it. I just hide away.
Go out into the heat.
Yes. Yeah. It's that. What's your pet peeves, Hen?
Pet peeves. I suppose I'm quite a forgiving person. I don't like to have too many peeves, but one does come to mind when we talk about it, is when you're walking down the street and you're walking somewhere, you've got an A to B, right? And someone in front of you is just stopping without looking, no recollection of what's going on around them, and it's a busy street, and they just you know, they sit back on you. Excuse me, sir, I'm trying to get around. That pisses me off. I like to have spatial awareness. I think for me personally, I like to think about the people around me. I like to not be in people's way, and when someone's in my way, I get quite annoyed.
That's why you're the drummer in the back. You got all the room.
That's it. Yeah.
What about addictions for you two? Like smoking, record collecting, things like that.
I'm not really a smoker, really. I smoke in the evenings or when I'm stressed or just after a show. If you asked me 5 years ago, you might have had a very different answer. But addictions, I don't really have any. I like food, really. I think you know, my addiction, I guess, is singing, and I do it a lot. So I'm all sleep.
Sleep. Okay.
Yeah.
Good one.
That's a great addiction. That one. What's your addictions, Henry?
My name's Henry, and I'm an alcoholic.
Hello, Henry. Welcome, Henry.
Yeah, no, I try to steer away from addictions, but there are probably a few in there. Yeah, I like my beer. I like a drink.
What kind of beer do you like?
Kind of beer, just like a lager,
Okay.
or, something higher than a 5% is quite nice.
Okay, yeah.
I know the Americans, they like a Bud Light, right? They like a
Oh, hell
Not
no.
I. No.
Oh.
That's the question that we have for you. Like, what drinks are good over in America? Because we just hear like you just drink like WKD and stuff.
Yeah.
What's
Oh,
WKD?
I like IPAs.
Oh,
Okay.
very nice.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I've been
no,
drinking.
but like Budweiser and Coors Light, that's all trash beer. That's just
Oh,
junk.
okay.
Yeah,
That's like
there's-
what we know
have-
you for.
well, no, in California, I think this is where IPA was kind of created, right? I think. Don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Because
but we have
IPAs is back in the day, actually.
a lot of
No.
IPAs, blondes, other ales. Not much. We're not real big on stouts or things like that. Lagers, of course, but yeah, that the other stuff that you hear about, like it's like if we like what is it, Pabst? Was it right, Pabst or whatever?
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yeah,
Pabst Blue
or
Ribbon.
what are other ones from the UK or like the mainstream?
Oh, mainstream.
Mainstream ones.
But
Stella.
they're not even mainstream. You got the UK ones, I suppose, like Carling and Carlsberg, stuff like that. But then you got like stuff from Europe, which is like Stella and you know Kronenbourg or whatever, which is all served in Britain, and that's what we drink, really, I suppose.
Yeah, a lot of European beer we drink, don't we?
We don't have a lot of British beer, really. We have a lot of like craft beers
Craft
in the UK.
beers, yeah.
Local people and stuff.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, that's what was going on over here, microbrewery. Mhm. I actually brewed myself a little.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did
yeah.
a double dry hop. I really like my hoppiness and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why he's skanking for us.
That's it.
Now, what does the future hold for Dakka Skanks? You briefly touched on new material. Can you touch base on anything else that you've got going on in the future?
Yeah, so we talk about new material. So today, we were at Prince Albert doing like a demo recording. That's solely to get a demo for an album that we want to release hopefully next year. So that's the album is kind of like our sort of where we're going.
More touring as well, on top of the writing as well.
Yeah.
We're coming over to the US in September. Got those shows in New York, Pittsburgh, DC, Virginia, and we're hoping to get to Vegas. Yeah, with Catbite as well. We're hoping to get to Vegas and do some West Coast stuff maybe next year, hopefully.
Really?
Love to. Yeah, we're trying.
We'll see how this goes in September, but it'd be nice to get over to the other side. It's a much bigger place over there, so be nice to go and get some Dakka Skanks on the other side of the US. But plans wise, we're more touring, more writing, album next year.
Momentum, isn't it? Yeah, keep the momentum going, get some new material out. And just hoping opening our audience live-wise in America.
So if you do get to the West Coast, you definitely need to let us know because we do book shows here.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and what are you next year in the West Coast? Do you know what were you talking about? Fall? Are you talking about summer? Do you even know?
Whenever it happens.
Yeah. We're just trying to get it sorted.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely let us know. I have a celebration of women in ska festival in October here. So if it all goes well, then we'll do it again next year, and hope it's around the October time. If you're around back then, we'd love to have you.
That's great.
Yes.
Love that. Yeah, brilliant.
Now, where can we find your music, both physical and digital?
Physical, dakkaskanks.com. Find it all on there. There are certain things that are sold out currently, but Yeah, we like to press and repress stuff as and when we need to. There was a limited edition that's just gone, but I think we're going to repress some like black vinyl of our recent reworks EP soon. Also, it shows, of course, the merch table. Digital, we're on everything: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all of it, all of it. So yeah, if you can't find us, there's something wrong with your internet.
Have you heard of Tidal?
Yeah, we're on there too. We're on
You're on
there
that
too.
too. Okay, perfect. And SoundCloud, maybe?
Yeah, yeah. The SoundCloud stuff's a little bit less than we used to. I think a lot of our old stuff's on SoundCloud, but I don't.
I think our first ever demos are on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
That dub song that I was talking about, the dub version of Ain't the Skinhead, where Clara says I can't do it, that I think is on SoundCloud. So
Oh, okay.
that is there, but that's an early thing. But yeah, that's the most recent thing. I'm so sorry, guys. I have to go to the toilet, so I'm going to be back in about 2 minutes.
Okay. we're summing up our I think I had one last question actually for
Yeah.
that. But Clara, it's what around what time is it around there? 8:30 right now?
Yes, just gone 8:34.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. So you've got work tomorrow.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We definitely don't want to keep you too late
Fine,
in regards to this, but now we'll ask Henry when he comes back. Do you have any last words for your fans out there and the viewers of our channel?
I don't really know. I just think that's a good question. I think just I don't know. I don't want to get too deep or anything like that. I think really important for me is in Dakka the way I write lyrics are very kind of emotionally charged and around kind of social issues that are going on, and where I come from in Luton, I have a lot of friends that aren't as lucky as I am to be able to get up on stage and write these songs to kind of to give these people a voice. So if you have any kind of platform or any way to help your neighbor out and all that sort of stuff, is use it basically. And one thing that's really passionate for me is back home and people back home, and for me is the youth, the next generation. Stay in school, just pass is a huge thing, is just pass, just try and get through, and yeah, I think that's more a thing for me. It's just if you have a platform, use it if you can, because I have many friends that haven't been able to, or they can't. So if I can give them the voice, then I will.
Cool.
Got it. The question that we asked Clara was, do you have any last words for your fans out there and the viewers of the channel?
Last words for fans. Well, on behalf of Dakka Skanks, obviously there's only two of us here. Obviously there's three other members plus Ian, but on behalf of us, I think we love you all and we appreciate you coming to our shows. And we do it for that. We do it for you guys. We do it for turning up to these venues and these different places and seeing you sing along to our songs. It's a different feeling. It's a really crazy feeling. We go. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in the back and behind the scenes in regards to planning shows or paying for the van or paying to get to A to B or going to recording and writing songs. And there's a lot of there's never really any bad times as such, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on. And then when we get to these places and we see, our fans turn up and love our songs, it's just a different feeling. It just makes it all worth it. It makes all of the work we put in. And in no way am I saying that that's work that we don't like doing, because we love doing the work also. But it makes that work much more worth it.
Got it. Perfect. Well, we want to thank you both for taking the time out of your schedules to speak with us and your fans about your music. can't wait to see you in a few weeks over at Supernova. Have a
Yes.
trip here. Hold on real quick. Got a question for you right after, and just want to they say thank you for everything.
All right.
Thank you. Cheers.
Hello, Skankers. Jose here, aka Skanking Force. Would you like to win a free Ska Box? It's as easy as following Ska Box Rocks and Sniff Dog Records on Instagram and Facebook. And subscribe to Ska History Hour on YouTube and comment Ska Box Rocks in any video to enter. Good luck!